Welcome back. Welcome back. It's so glad to see you again. All of you. It's been such a long time, you know. We took such a long hiatus, you know. Seems like it's been months and months. But we're here. And when last we left, the party seems to be holding their own pretty well.
Yeah, we'll see.
The halfling keeps getting...
The halfling gets pummeled, but you know, hey.
One of the better armor classes, but yeah, he's getting screwed.
Well, he's out front. He did go out on the hill, you know.
He had to see.
That's what I do in the 8th level fight.
He's little man. He's little short guy.
We're little people. We need booster seats all the time.
If you rode goat, he'd be fine, you know.
You're the goat rider. Why are you
not according to my skills.
But that's who.
Isn't your animal? What's your animal handling total?
Let me see.
Probably -1.
0.
Okay.
0.
Yeah, mine is higher than yours.
I should hope so as a druid.
It makes sense. I can handle myself.
It's a trained goat. The goat should be able to handle him.
It does not seem like
it's trained, and it's trained for halflings too.
So do you take
by
the blue pill?
halflings, yes.
Instead of the blue pill?
But pretty soon it learns that he can't handle it. Like most animals, no matter how you take your dog to the dog training facility and it comes back and it'll go get you beers out of the refrigerator. It can set the coffee pot to perk in the morning and all that. But after 3 or 4 weeks, it's back to pooping on the carpet and, you know, because the people are the ones you have to train, not the animal.
Just switch the collar.
I mean, I'll pay for 3 weeks of that.
So remember that. So the giant had been brought to his knees by the Dengazer and his little electrical fancy little weapon. But he stood back up. And the closest thing he saw was our Shardmine friend. And he decided to take out his gusto on him. So...
Shard mind. I don't think we've heard that before.
He missed both times.
Ooh.
Lucky for him. For any of you who are familiar with 4th edition, you would be familiar with shard mines. And they are part of this game, in this world.
Perfect.
So you can Google shard mine. It is an actual class.
Alright, Googling shark.
Not shark. No.
Dungeons and Dragons shark.
Shark.
Halfling, wait a minute.
When the DM pulls out a beholder and you're level 3, that is a D&D short. I mean,
I think you are not wrong.
Yeah, over there on that one.
Yep. But then you find out it's a blind beholder.
There you go.
And all he wants to do is get along,
He just wants to have a party, you know.
And if I can hit the dice. Okay.
He off-spec'd him bard.
So the giant is standing there, and the halflings fire one of their crossbow bolts at it. And this is a flaming one, and it explodes on his head. And it staggers him back.
On the giant?
The giant. He staggers back. And the Dragonborn are shooting at him too. And he's looking like a giant pin cushion. So, Nevi.
How hurt does the giant look?
He's very hurt.
Okay. The giant is very hurt. Then I will just run at this guy here.
Okay.
And hit him twice. Well, I'll swing at him twice.
Okay.
Claw is going to be 20.
It's a hit.
For
Reroll. Oh, no, that's
8 damage.
Okay.
I think. Hang on. No, 6 damage.
Okay.
And then bite attack will be a 22.
That also hits.
For 7 damage.
All right. Okay, Cade. Now, these have disappeared now, so you don't know where they're at.
Cade would like to use 19 bonus actions to...
Do you have 19 bonus actions?
That's crazy. What
That
did
sounds
you
like
do
a
for that?
song. I know.
Well, I have it written on my sheet. I have 19 bonus... No, I'm sorry.
I do have it
How'd
written
you
down.
class for that?
Very, very carefully.
Very, very cool.
It's called cheating.
I've got 19 unique levels of rogue.
It's a new secret, double secret.
I made up my
Bonus
own abilities.
action. Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm putting you on double secret probation for trying to pull that one off.
That's fine. Cade is going to go ahead and just Eldritch Blast the little icicle dude that's over in the back because he can't see the sprite anymore.
Okay.
So,
that one? Okay.
If these guys could deal enough damage, I'd stop being a bear, but...
16.
You just like being a bear. That's a hit.
All right. 4 points.
Ooh, that just tears him up.
I
my
know,
gosh,
right?
it's just
Who did they shoot at? Or?
The one in the back.
And you hear a horn going off in the distance. And
All right, that's it. I hit him right in the
Attack of
ball.
opportunity.
yep, you do get an attack of opportunity.
That's right. You run.
That is a 22,
22 is a hit,
which is going to be 6, 7, 9, 10 damage.
and he goes down.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere, son.
Oh yeah. And 2 of the Dragonborn.
Yeah, keep
get
on
hits.
celebrating.
And
I do a bear dance.
another bear dance.
Another
What
bear
conga
exactly
line?
does a bear dance
Yes.
entail, though? Like,
The-
what does a bear dance entail?
Conga.
It was a
It is,
conga with the bear in the
Nice.
lead, you know.
It was a conga, but this is a bear twerk.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Bringing out the victory twerk.
That's right.
With that furry
him-
bear butt.
I took him down, I
yeah.
turn around, and I
Oh my
go
god!
for it.
This
on
is
the
a
goblin.
disclaimer. This is a family show. It had been
was a
anyway.
family
It
show.
was.
But it's like clean, right? It's like the Charmin bear.
It's only
I know. When you watch that commercial, you're like, "Ugh,"
He's like going
you
for
know? And you're like, oh my gosh. And he does his little dance, you know. It's like, oh.
You can't see the bear. It's only as dirty as your mind makes it.
Does a bear
That's
twerk in
on
the
you.
woods?
You
Really?
people home.
That a bear does. And the you hear the Dragonborn. Yeah, no, run, you little suckers, run! And they disappear back into the mist. And the giant takes off, and they're going to fire one last crossbow bolt at him as he's running, disappearing. And it nails him in the back. And he staggers and disappears into the mist. He may have gone down, he may not. You don't see him. But he definitely took a shot. But the Dragonborn, couple of the Dragonborn go run over to where the one was laying in the snow, bleeding out. And the shard mind is sitting next to him. And he looks like
Drained.
he's totally drained.
Okay, I'll go over and try and help heal
Okay. Okay, are you going to heal him, or are you going to try to heal the Dragonborn?
the Dragonborn.
The
Because
Dragonborn?
he's trying to heal the
Okay.
Dragonborn.
All right, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so that's a 13.
13, okay. You can see that his wounds are mostly healed, but he's still unconscious. He took a really grievous blow. And the shard mind turns and looks up at you, and you hear a voice in your head say, "Thank you."
Welcome.
And he turns back. And so Luna comes walking up and says, "Is he going to make it?" That is, you don't hear anybody say anything, but that is good. I don't know we will see them again for a little while. We should get moving. Are you okay? How did they do?
They were not bad. They impressed me.
That is good.
Cade is walking with a shield on one side, the prop one side up, and his sword on the other.
Except for this one. The Gold Rider does not live up to his name.
I see.
I'll
he is
go
still
up to
alive.
him and use my healing kit.
It's because everybody and their brother hit me.
It looked like it was her sister.
Her too.
And you're still a bear?
For an hour, man.
I see.
Let's go.
That
I was like,
is very
when
handy.
you hit me that hard, like 9 damage, I was like, oof. And it's like, oh, I'm a bear. Yeah. Okay.
I know. I've got
All right.
all these different health pools. That's the thing about being a
Yeah.
druid, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
I was like-
I come back out, but I go back in, you know?
This is my first time doing a druid, and I was like, oh, this is nice. Oh, I like
We
being
have
a bear.
we have a druid, and it's always, you know, he turns into a giant constrictor, and then he grapples and restrains, and it's just like,
It was fun with the gorilla.
yeah. Then she
I'll
polymorphed
be
one
there.
into a gorilla.
My
Yeah.
bard got to polymorph. I was so excited.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's such
I
a good
know,
spell.
I know.
So good.
Such a good
Yeah,
spell.
that worked out. That was not what
Very
I
good.
expected. It worked out very well.
But it worked, and we survived.
Yeah.
The giant ape is very fun. The T-Rex is the bread and butter, man.
We needed arms for this one to pick up. to pick up and drop.
Yeah, they
The
did. They
T-Rex
did.
wasn't an option, sadly, but
The T-Rex does not grapple.
no,
Okay.
T-Rex can't
Grappling is, you
giant
know.
crab.
I got
Yeah, and it had to reach into the
It
vending
grapples, it uses his mouth.
machine. Yeah, right.
You're not wrong.
And it had to reach into the vending machine to get the little candy. It just, you know.
Into the corner?
All it did was crush the vending machine, so.
All right.
Tomato.
Right.
It worked.
Hey,
Well,
stealing from the vending machine, breaking the vending machine. At the end of the day,
that was a fairly light attack. I think we were lucky.
Indeed.
But you've been bloodied.
That was a light attack.
Yeah. The giant was a little bit of a surprise. I hadn't seen them popping up in the front of the caravan. I think fared pretty well too. I don't think we had too many casualties. In fact, we didn't lose anybody. We thought we were going to lose Grangal, but he seems to be okay. Thanks to Rhealusha, and I understand you helped too. Thank you very much. Clerics are not seen too much in Melanor. That is... What? But
Can
we
you
should get
scratch right
moving.
here for me?
I start
mean-
purring loudly. Keep it coming.
Got any milk so I can really enjoy this?
Yes,
moment?
cream.
We need to make it to Camp Krenishaw before it gets really dark and the cold really comes in. So let's move out if y'all are all fine. And Rhealusha starts to stand
Yes,
up, and
please.
he kind of staggers a little bit,
more heals you got.
and
This will be my last first level. I have one more second level. So,
I've got some
11.
first levels.
so Rhealusha kind of staggers a little bit, and you hear Mel, the halfling that has all the piercings and tattoo. He comes riding up on his big white mare, and he's like, "I think he needs to get into the Avenda box." He looks fairly weak.
The what?
It's not your concern. We will take care of him. Thank you, though. And so some of the halflings and the dragonborn help lift him up, and they carry him over to the battle wagon, and he, crawls into the battle wagon. And well, let's get moving. Enough of this dilly-dallying around. You had a little rest. You feeling okay?
I'm
So we did
all
get a
right to
short rest?
travel.
No. We don't have time for a short rest.
Then we didn't get a little rest.
You got a little rest, not a short rest. There is a difference, There's a smidgen and 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, okay? There's a New York minute and all that kind of stuff.
What is New York?
Good question.
You'll find out soon enough. When you get to Malinor, you'll find out what New York is. So, the caravan gets moving, and y'all did pretty well. So, you're traveling through, it's still cold, the biting wind, but after a little bit, the wind dies down. And
Gotten through the pass.
you've gotten through the pass, through the gap. And you go for a few more hours, and then Arena tells you, we're coming to Camp Krenishaw. We'll be able to rest there. And you, the wagons the caravan turns off the trail, and it goes in, and you can see that there's like a ring of mountains. You know, it's like a little valley. And you can see that there's huts in the valley. There's wooden huts. They're made of an unusual wood. And you see 6 of these huts. They start pulling the wagons out, and there's one very large, looks like a barn. And the Bargazares start taking the horses, and Arena will take charge of y'all's horse, and they'll park the wagons. And, well, this is where we're camping for the night. Y'all get this hut right over here. We'll take care of it in a minute, but I would get you some rest. We'll be calling you out for watch duty in a little while, but I think you should take a rest before that happens.
I'm already halfway to the hut. As soon as I get into the hut, I stake a corner and curl up and sleep.
Okay, it's still very cold in the hut, but once you get into the hut, you've been there a little bit, and you get the horses tended to. They take, the horses to the barn, and when you get into the hut, you can see that there's low beds that are up off the ground. There's about 7 of them in this hut, and there's a strange, large, almost looks like brass pedestal. Okay, and there's a bowl, but it's almost total spherical bowl with just a little cutout in the top, sitting on top. But it's not really sitting; it's more made as part of it, and it's probably about 1 foot in diameter, and it's probably about 3 feet off the ground. And by the time you get the whole thing together, it's probably about 3.5 foot. It's taller than Cade over here. Okay. And it's just very unusual, and you can see there's engravings all over it. But other than that, it's unusual, and it's sitting right in the center. A little while later, y'all can go ahead and start unpacking your gear. And then a little bit later, a Dragonborn comes walking in, and he's got a big flask, or a big jug, basically. And he starts pouring a liquid into the top of this brass bowl. And then he pulls a red crystal, out of his pouch on his belt, and he drops it into the bowl. And you can hear this hiss, and you see this vapor start rising up out of the bowl, and it's very sweet smelling. And he looks at you and says, "Enjoy your evening." And he turns and he walks out. And the vapor continues for a few moments. And then you notice that the bowl starts turning red and starts glowing. And it starts emanating heat. And shortly, the entire place starts feeling warm and comfortable. And y'all can take a short rest. You can actually take a long rest.
Oh, yes.
Long
Yes,
rest.
I think I will.
Nothing happens in the
Nothing
meantime.
happened.
I like the idea of a long rest.
Nothing
Because
happened.
that lets me reset my spells.
Yep.
Yes, it
So I'll
does.
wait a moment while you decide whether or not you
It's like
recess.
plugging your laptop into the wall, So your phone has to have a long rest every night,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
I need a long rest every day.
Yeah, yes, myself too.
No, I just need a short rest. I'm fine.
I cannot relate.
My son and my husband are like that.
I take a short rest in the day, and then a long rest at night.
Just gotta recover a few hit points as we go. My beast shape, as it were.
And after about 4 hours, Solana comes in and says, "Hey, your beauty sleep is over. I need 3 of you for watch."
I will get up for watch.
I'll go.
I'll participate.
Okay.
I didn't even wake up.
I've been ready for 4 hours.
And you get through watch, and nothing happens during your watch. And you can go back, and you can get...
Meow. How long is our watch?
Just 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I'll stay out there for another 2 hours.
Okay. No, well, only 3 of you needed to watch, so she didn't have to get up.
Sure.
Okay.
Go get your rest.
I got it. Right? Then I was having
Yeah.
like the trance.
Oh, that's right, because you
So
only
I
need
did 4
you're an
hours
elf.
and I'm done.
So
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
4 hours
I
and
know,
I'm done,
that's
so I
always
get another
fun.
half of the night. But I'd be
Yeah.
bored if I wasn't on watch. And I'm a druid by class, ranger by trade. So like being in the wild, patrolling, wandering around is where I want to be anyway.
And Dresdenova would join y'all in bed
wasn't
down
so
for the
scared.
night. Yeah. And he tells you, "Oh, these are some fascinating people. Did you see that crystal guy?
I did.
Yeah.
Said something about sharding, I believe.
I don't know what you're talking
That's
about,
what I heard. I don't know.
but he's been in Melanor studying us. Very
Us specifically, or
No,
us
no,
as
not-
a race?
us as a race. I don't think he had any particular interest in us specifically, but
I'm
us as a
dang interesting.
race.
Hey, you're asleep. No, I'm kidding. Please
I'm
ask.
sleep talking.
But a crystal person, I have never seen that before or heard of that before. Apparently there are many of them in this land. So I need
This
to
is the
find out.
next day, I'm assuming?
No, this is at night while y'all are
night,
sitting
yeah, then
around.
I'm
Yeah,
asleep.
you're okay. What do you have to eat?
Cream.
Dried beef again?
Cream.
No cream.
I'm dreaming.
I'm swimming in rivers of cream.
While the rogue is rifling through your stuff.
So y'all, they wake you up in the morning and say, y'all pansies ready to go?
Rise and shine, friends. Let's go. It's time to go. Wake up, children. We need to get a move on.
I resemble that remark.
I'm being paid to make sure that you all make it where you go safely and on time. And if you do not go and get up, I do not get paid. I'd like to get paid. So please, everybody wake up. Good morning.
Yeah, we picked the right girl for the job. He walks out. So you get out, and she's already hooked your horses up, and they got the wagon ready to go.
Nice of all of you to finally join us. I hope you enjoyed your beauty rest.
And your goat is still tethered to the wagon.
Actually, I would like an opportunity to bond with the goat overnight.
Oh my gosh!
Mr. Rick, are you done with this yet?
We're gonna sword fight another time.
Aw. I wanted the sword.
He's armed with a sword too.
Oh.
Yes, we have a halfling at the door with a sword, wanting to strike me down.
Knox, buddy, go find Mom, please.
I'm in your bedroom. I need to go night night.
That's right. You need a short rest. So,
Good night.
yes, good night. So, yes, y'all get moving.
Gotta find the audio.
And as you're traveling, you start noticing a funny thing starts happening. Remember how I said that when you're talking to the people from Melanor that it felt like their language is a little broken?
Mhm.
Okay, and that they were struggling with it? Well, Irina tells you that you've crossed the pass. And you notice that you're now going down a little bit. But you also notice that they no longer sound like they're struggling. Even though they're speaking your common tongue, you feel like you can understand them, that it's fluent. They just don't feel like they're struggling with the words anymore. You also notice that there's silver crystals in the snow, growing out of the snow.
I will scoop up a handful of those.
Okay, you'll have to break them off.
Oh,
They're
so
just
like
not
when I tried
laying
to
on
touch the snow? Oh, okay. I thought you meant that they were like in the snow.
No.
But they're
There
part of
you
the
see
snow.
crystals growing up out
Yeah,
of.
I'll try to like snap one. Is this okay kind of thing?
I don't care.
So yeah,
Okay.
do I need to roll anything, or
No.
does it just happen?
Well, roll me. Yeah, no. Roll me a damage armor class. You got to hit and use your strength.
Okay, that'll be I gotta use my strength. 13.
A 13. You're really struggling to break it off.
Okay, I'll ignore it then.
Okay. You think you might have been able, if you have an axe or something, you might be able to hack on it, but you also
I have a
think...
-1 strength.
Oh, okay. You also think it might damage your axe. Those silver crystals aren't really worth much, I mean, if you really want some, we can get you some in Manhattan, probably.
Now, I'm getting the sense from this that my weaponry is very effective on these types of things, and we've seen your crystal man, and do I need to buy new equipment to survive here?
You shouldn't. I mean, you seem pretty hardy. Your little bear trick should get you through a lot of difficult times.
So there's not much of this crystal stuff around here. It's mostly like flora.
No, it just grows in certain spots, certain times.
But it's just plant life, kind
No,
of.
it's not plants, crystals. Does it look like a plant?
But, no, yeah,
I mean, you may be a bear. You got the brains of a bear too. Is that? I thought you were I thought you
Some
were
people have said.
a druid supposed to know about plants.
Well, yeah, but I don't know about your land.
No, that's true.
You're pretending that I know everything about Melanor, but I know nothing about this place. So it's rather foolish of you, I think, to assume that I have knowledge of your homeland.
Okay, so these could be plants in our homeland. I guess I'll give you that. But they're not. They're just-
Excellent,
they're
great. I'm
crystals.
learning already.
They're crystals.
Okay.
Okay, and there's all different kinds of crystals. And in fact, you're going to see some pretty fantastic crystals here, probably pretty soon. And you notice as you're talking that you definitely are descending.
I do kind of, because I've got my crystal in kind of a side pouch. I kind of open that pouch and look at it to see if anything has changed about it.
No, nothing
Okay.
has changed about it.
Okay.
But morale, you sense a little tingling in the back of your mind.
Think it's that
And-
guy again, or
No. What? Where am I? It's all foggy. Am I dreaming? That's what you hear in your head.
does it sound like the crystal guy that
No.
said that?
No.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, morale,
Did-
something. You need anything?
Anybody else hear that?
Hear what?
Hear what?
Or what?
The little voice.
This one?
No.
Yeah, Cade. He wasn't talking, I don't think.
No, it wasn't.
Who are you? Who are you?
Wait, did you hear that?
No.
Do we hear that?
No.
Okay, so it is
It's in her
mouth.
head, yes. Where am I? It's so dark.
Can I think inside my head instead of saying out loud?
Try it.
Who are you?
Well,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I feel like I'm in a dream of some kind. Are you in my dream?
Meow? Meow.
1 second.
The bathroom's that way.
I'm so tired.
I think to myself. and who are you?
I'm so tired.
Where are you?
And you can feel like a sigh,
And
and then it kind of
moving.
fades away. And y'all keep moving down the trail, and you can see the snow is now starting to, melt a little bit. You can see a little bit of patches of brown.
Have I heard that voice before?
It seems familiar, but you don't know what it is. But it seems you feel like you've heard.
In the back of my
Yes,
head,
like
yes.
you've heard that voice before, but you're not sure.
Okay.
And so y'all are moving down. The silver crystals get you can see them better. They get more numerous. Some of them are huge, literally like 2-3 feet, across, and probably 6 or 7 feet tall. And the air is definitely getting warmer. And then you notice that the crystals start changing color, and you start seeing red ones intermixed with the silver ones. And
Like the red one he put in the weird pillar with the ball
similar,
on top.
yes, very similar. Now the ice and snow are pretty well gone, and the temperature is much warmer, and you can see that the guards, the other Dragonborn, and the Bargazares are much more relaxed. Okay, and Arena would tell you that it seems that you've made it through the pass.
We're out of the worst of it. Don't worry.
And you look behind, and you look up, and you can see the storm up in the peaks of the mountain. It's behind you. And they look very intense and foreboding, and you're like, we just went through that.
No wonder I'm hearing voices in my head.
And you travel a little ways, and you looked, all of a sudden it opens up to your right, and Arena would say, oh, y'all are in for a very impressive sight here soon. And you come around a bend, and you see a giant lake of lava.
What?
And it's a pool. It's not, in Texas we call them lakes, but everywhere else they call them ponds, And, but it's a fairly large, bubbling pool of lava. And it's just off the road a little bit. And you see on 3 sides, it's walls, okay? And crystals, huge red crystals are growing out of the walls. And there's a crack in one of the walls, and the lava is pouring out of it. And there's another, opening, kind of like almost a little, opening like a window, if you will. And the lava seems to be running out the other side. And there's all these crystals, and you're very close to this lava. But one thing that strikes you as odd is you think you should be feeling the intense heat of the lava, but you're not. And they literally, these crystals are growing like fingers up out of this pool of bubbling lava, and they're growing out of the sides of the wall.
Absorbing the
and they're all bright red, but they just don't seem like they're glowing or anything like that. And you notice that right along the edge of the trail, too, it's like a carpet of these red crystals growing along the ground. Oh, wow. Where am I? Oh. I feel it. I know it's there. I'll sense it. I need to be closer. Help me. Please help me. I need to be closer. And you hear that in your mind.
Closer to what?
I feel the energy.
Where are you?
I don't know. It's dark.
I'm right here. Meow. Been walking with you the whole time. What are you?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I just kind of daydreamed there.
You got me.
As we're walking. I'm tired, you know. I want to take a closer look over here at this lake, and I'll walk over kind of to the edge of it.
Okay. Oh, yes. That's much better.
We have crossed into the wrong podcast.
Oh, goodness.
I feel it. I feel my temperature's rising.
Sorry.
Okay.
All of a sudden, you feel something moving in your pocket.
Oh, no.
Now the rest, that's what she said.
Okay.
Oh. Yes. And a little paw reaches out of your pocket.
Welcome to the table.
Oh. I pull out my crystal kitty.
And your crystal kitty,
Is it real kitty?
it's still
small.
a small little kitty, but it seems to be changing.
Oh.
And it's like it's reaching towards the crystals and the... Oh, yes. Oh, this is so nice. I've been
Worst accent
asleep.
for a cat.
I've been asleep. Who are you?
I'm a friend.
Well, thank you so much.
This is who was talking to me, guys. I figured it out.
What are
Oh,
you-
my God.
Are you playing with your toys over there? What's she doing? Hey, we gotta run. We're just gonna leave her.
And I'm fine with that.
And all of a sudden it starts to shimmer
Mm.
and it grows
Mm.
in your hand. It's growing in your hand. And no.
Done.
And it's the size of a regular cat. But it's very heavy for a regular cat.
Okay.
And it leaps out of your
Out of my hands.
out of your
Out
hands.
of my paws.
And it walks over and it curls up next to one of the crystals. I mean, literally just
On it.
a couple of feet away from the lava. And it's just
Basking
rubbing
in the sun,
up,
yeah.
rubbing its back against the crystal. Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh, where have I been? I've been asleep and...
Well, you were a crystal statue in my hometown. And I found you, and I took you and I kept you. And I had dreams about you. But now that we're over the spine of the mountain and in this new area where these crystals are growing, you've become a cat. A real cat.
Well, I think that seems normal.
That seems normal?
Yes.
Oh, do you now?
I don't... what I think is not
Nevi, I
normal.
think he's smoking your stash.
What I don't think is normal is for me to be asleep so long. It's all fuzzy.
Well, you weren't in your world.
I wasn't in my
Part
world.
of
What do you mean?
part of the crystal world has been dropped into my world.
You're not making any sense at all. Your world,
Guys?
my world.
Well, we're talking to a crystalline feline
Yes,
that in our space doesn't make any sense at all. So,
I see.
You were just a
Here's our
figurine.
bubble. Here's your bubble. They went like this.
I'm getting a headache.
you
I
are
think-
made of crystal. Do you have a
Yes.
brain?
Do you have a brain?
I'm made of organic material. You're made of crystal.
Excellent question.
Okay.
That is also a fair query.
How do you know you have a brain? And what is a brain anyway?
But how do you know I don't have a brain if you don't even know what a brain is?
I don't. How would I know if you know what? If I don't know what a
This
brain
is
is, how would I know if you
circular.
have one?
I think that was terrible.
I'm getting a headache. And I think I'm gonna go to sleep right now. And she curls up
Do
next
you,
to the
Do you want me
crystals,
to leave you here? Because we're kind of in a caravan moving this way.
and then slowly
It
goes
turns
back
into
to
my figurine.
into a figurine. Okay.
That was strange.
Careful how you rub that thing.
Yeah, apparently.
It has a tendency to get a little active.
I'm not gonna.
You did.
I do what I did.
Totally.
You set that all up there, Rick. I mean,
did not. I did not.
Yep.
I mean, D&D can be quite the game, but you did change the rules a little bit there. Bud.
Well, just a smidgen, you know. So y'all keep on going down the trail. Here I am. Y'all keep on going down the trail. And you round the bend. You finally turn a corner and you see Melanor for the first time. And the Dragonborn let out a cheer. Ah, we're home! And Salada turns to you and says, "Welcome to Melanor. This is my home." And you look out and you see plains heading off into the distance. Off to the left, you can see it turns into rolling hills. The road winds down into the level plains, and in the distance, you think you can make out vaguely like buildings, maybe a city, way in the distance, but it sparkles.
Shimmering city.
A little shimmering city on the horizon. To the right, the mountains seem to head off almost at a southeast. If you're looking east, the mountains seem to head southeast, and you can see a massive forest at the foot of the mountains way in the distance. As you look behind you, you see that storm clouds ring all of the mountains. It's like a wall, a sheer wall of mountains heading off in both directions as far as you can see, and storm clouds roil all around. And there's a single road at the base where the trail takes you, and it heads like an arrow due east. Bam, straight towards that city. As you descend, you are approaching a small town. You see, as you get closer, you can see there's a small castle, and it seems to shimmer in the light. Made of crystal and stone, as best you can tell. You can see that there's a number of buildings, and Arana will point out to you that that's the Bargazer, that's our base, our stables for the caravans. And the castle seems to shimmer a little red, and you can see a copper. There's maybe like a big copper cauldron or something sitting on the top of it. And as you get closer, you can see that you can make out there are many dragonborn soldiers that are around the castle. And you see that most of them are the familiar blue and silver colors, the same colors as most of the soldiers that are guarding the caravan. But you see some around the castle that have a red. They're red with silver trim, and they've a silver dragon claw on their breast. The flag of Malik flies from the castle battlements, and which is the silver and red dragon facing each other on the blue background. And then that thing you saw was copper. Starts to move, and you realize it's a dragon, and it has a saddle on it, and he's watching the caravan pass. And all of a sudden, he notices y'all, and he's kind of looking at y'all, kind of curious. And then his eyes fixate on Morale. And he gets a curious look on his face. And then he gets a really big grin. And he leaps into the air.
Oh, God.
And he starts circling. And then he
likes you.
dives straight down towards you.
How's a saddle? How do you ride that thing?
Animal handling check. I got a 1.
Wait a minute. I have studied my entire life for this moment in D&D. I want to seduce it.
I think Morale already has.
Just throw some sand in its eyes.
Guys.
And at the last minute...
Does an 18 count?
Yes, it does, but it's not high enough. And at the last minute, it spreads its wings out full, and it lands with a thud right in front of you. And dust
Well, that's really
flies.
unfortunate for the rest of the caravan.
Exactly.
Because we're in the back of it.
Well, right off to the side. It doesn't land on anybody.
I am suddenly standing in a puddle.
Just don't pee on me, please. And dust flies up into the air.
My hair's all standing on end, so I'm suddenly really bushy, too.
And then the wings start slowly shrinking. And then they start turning into arms. And then the body starts shrinking. And pretty soon, what you see standing in front of you is a slender man with copper-toned skin.
I have questions.
He's sporting long, rust-colored dreadlocks.
This is where the Coppertone baby went.
That's right. He's wearing sandals, pants made of a bluish material that flare out at the ankles, a rope belt with a mustard yellow shirt covered by an olive green vest, and he has patches of different sorts all over the vest. And he just looks, "Hey dudes, what's up? Where are you heading, and where are you from, and what the heck are you?" And that's where we'll call it a night.
Oh, man.
I did not make the right character for this game. Druid, sure. Temperament. Hard Western butthole probably wasn't the right way to go.
All right, guys. If you're still sticking around, give us a thumbs up. It'll help other people see the video, and like and subscribe. Other than that, keep on adventuring.
Keep on adventuring. Bye.
Good night.